What's up, folks? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Better than the people in Moscow, anyway. That's what we're going to talk about here tonight. This is going to be a short one. I just thought the way things went down in Moscow on Saturday should teach us all a lesson. And, if you hadn't learned it by now, hopefully this will help you finally get your mind set where it needs to be about the possibilities ahead of us. But first, let's see who's with us here tonight. All right. Looks like Lori's in the house. Appreciate that. Yes, ma'am. Still praying for you. And give all right. Give Linda a shout out. So there she is. Hey everybody. First one in the house tonight was Glenn Anderson. All right. There we go. Arkansas is in the house with us. John H. He got a new toy. I saw a picture of his new toy. He got him an ATV. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play with. So hopefully you and your fine lady will make some videos while y'all out playing on that thing and share them with us. That'd be great. Who else we got here? Hillside Prepstead. The Orlando Preppers here. All right. Pauline Parker. Who else we got? Debbie Jones is with us. Yeah, Sunday. I'm looking forward to that. Never been to that gun range, so we're going to go down there and check that one out. Michael O'Brien is with us. Iowa's in the house. The Hawkeyes. There we go. Your team's looking like it's shaping up pretty good for the football season. But thankfully, you don't have to play the Gators because that would be a sure loss right there. Glenn Anderson. Yep, there we go. Soccer. Here we go. Who else we got? Donna Brown. Yeah, we got a good bunch in here tonight. Kayla Starrett is with us. Did you say I missed somebody?
Yeah, Lynn.
Lynn Stalker's in here. Yep, sure did. There they are. Right there, she is right there. All right, we got a good bunch in here. So let's get it on. First thing I want to talk about is Hill Bill. I know you're not here now, so I'm going to say this again at the end of this, and I'm going to remind you on Thursday night, dude. I sent you your stove, and they can't deliver it to you because they say the mailbox is full. Amazon sent it over to the greatest shipping company in the world, the United States Postal Service, right? But they can't deliver it because your mailbox is full. So the gas one stove that you won on Thursday night, they're trying to deliver it to you. You got to do something, brother. Clean out that mailbox or something. Leave them some room to, drop it off there somewhere. So I'm going to remind you at the end of this, just in case I know you're not here now or I would see you, but let me get on what we're here to talk about. Before we get into the main thing, President Muttonhead, again on Thursday, he reminded a group of people that you have to have F-16s if you're going to take on the government. So there ain't no need in you having guns. So, I mean, his tactic there for persuading people to give up their only means of protection, that was great. Idiot. You're telling me I don't need my guns because you can attack me with warplanes. Dude, you need to get your shit together. That guy right there is a damn mess, folks. That's our leader. No, he's not. Take that back. He's not my leader.
Bill just popped in.
That's for damn sure. He's not my leader. You say Hill Bill just popped in? Mm-hmm. Hill Bill, look at this. Look right here, buddy. We're trying to deliver your package to you, and they can't get it in the mailbox. The mailbox is full. It's there waiting on you. Clean that mailbox out so they can stick that in there for you, and you can get it tomorrow. They're going to try to deliver it again. So let's make sure you get that done. But back to this moron. I think the best way to actually, disarm a population is to threaten them with greater weapons. I don't know about you, but that don't work for me. If you're going to threaten me, I damn sure ain't going to give up the only means I have to protect myself. But I'll leave that right there. Y'all know how I feel about the Second Amendment. You know how I feel about that guy. I hate to say he's my president, but he is. But we got to do something to try to fix that. We got to make sure those ballot boxes are stuffed with more conservative votes next year than liberal votes. So they need to start working on that to make sure it can happen. One more thing here I thought was pretty interesting. Air Force is cutting personnel. They're afraid it's going to put troops in, compromising situations on the war front. Well, no kidding. They tried to say this is because they're going to phase out the A-10 Warthog, which is a major mistake. That thing is a monster from the sky, and they need to keep it in service. But they're trying to say that they're phasing that out, so they don't need those personnel anymore. They ain't got me fooled. They just can't get the people they need to staff the Air Force like they should. That's the reason why they're cutting back on personnel, especially on the heels of what's going on right now. If the United States government didn't learn a lesson this weekend, that's different than you not learning a lesson. If there's a lot of people out there that don't realize actually what happened. I'm going to explain it to you. But, the U.S. military had to see what happened. They had to realize how dangerous this is and how quick a threat can pop up, especially the way we're letting the illegals in this country. But let me get on to that. Let me go on to that. Like I said, this is going to be a short one. So it's been learned by the Washington Post that U.S. intelligence sources knew what was going to happen in Russia on Saturday. They knew it back in the middle of June. Of course, they just kind of held it close to their vest. They didn't tell anybody. But what good are these sources, these assets, I should say, if they don't take corrective measures when something like this is coming up? That's crazy. Excuse me, folks. Throat's getting dry. But there was two supposed citizens that knew about it on Friday for sure, because they took to the microphone. These two worthless pieces of crap, Lindsey Graham and Richard Blumenthal. Graham, we all know Graham. He's a warmonger. He's obviously being paid by, all the military machine we have here in the United States, because he's always pushing war. But there's Richard Blumenthal. This is the guy that when he was running for office, he kept talking about his war record in Vietnam and how he was decorated for bravery and all of that. And then, finally the truth came out. He never went to Vietnam. Just another case of stolen valor, that piece of crap right there. And then when they asked him to explain it, he said, "Oh, I remembered wrong." Let me tell you something, people. If you're ever in a damn war zone, you remember it. You don't mistake that for anything. Okay, that's the kind of thing you don't ever want to experience in your life. And if you do, I guarantee you won't misremember it like he said he did. But hey, I'm not bitching on that guy. But I'm here to talk about what happened to the average citizen in Moscow on Saturday. You see the title right there, America's Moscow Mindset. There's a lot of people in this country that have no idea how quick an SHTF can pop up. The people in Moscow on Friday night, they went to bed thinking the war was, a long way away down in Ukraine down there. And they wake up on Saturday morning and their government is telling them to get ready for a military attack in the city of Moscow. A lot of news sources, I saw it on Fox and I think it was Newsmax and CNN, no, MSNBC, that the citizens in Moscow just basically went crazy. They were emptying grocery stores, gas stations were running out of fuel. These people wake up and the war that they think is hundreds of miles away is coming to their home. You don't want to have that mindset, folks. You got to realize at any moment, this thing can come at you. Maybe not this, but something. Uh, any kind of disaster can be on you in a second. But when it's something like this, Americans think, no, that can never happen here. Yes, it can. There are foreign sources right now that have the personnel in the United States to pull off something like this. I mean, it ain't no big secret that the Chinese have 400,000 military age males has come into this country in the last 2 years. You think they're here just to, sit around and play video games or, get out and find a minimum wage job? No, that's not why they're here. That's ridiculous. You could wake up at any time and be looking at a formidable military force in your city. And these stupid asses running this country, they have no idea that it can happen. Either that or they don't care. I mean, I know Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, they said right off the bat, the only way that their model for, a one world economic society is for the United States to fall. And if our representatives are on board with that, I mean, it's what it looks like to me. I started to say I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not. I don't think I am because pretty much everything I've said might happen in the past has happened. That means whatever, that conspiracy was, it was right when I was talking about it. And people are just sitting around right now with this mindset that it can't happen here. Yes, it can. So you need to get those preps ready, folks. Make sure you got a way to defend yourself. Make sure you got a community. Get you a group together. Get your plan together. If something like this happens, this is what you do. This is where you're going to meet. This is what everybody's job is. And if you have communications outside of traditional communications, make sure you have all that lined up. If you're going to use ham radios, we're on this channel. We're going to connect with each other at this time. Put you together a code. Put together your own code. I think I mentioned before that, that would be kind of fun if you just sat down and worked out your own code and shared it with your people, and only you and your people know that. Right now, it would be fun. But if you ever need it, it would be vital. So, everybody in the United States should have learned a lesson this week from what happened in Russia. It can happen to any of us at any time. So you can't just sit on your hands and say it's not going to happen here, or I'll get what I need later. We got to step it up, guys. If you hadn't done it yet, you got to step it up. You got to get those preps ready. So that's the main reason I came here. If you hadn't been paying attention to the news, go back and look at what happened, because it was bad, and it got bad in an instant. And the only reason that Moscow wasn't invaded was because Putin made a deal with the leader of the Wagner Group. They paid him off.
I don't think it's over.
Billions and billions of dollars. Oh, it's not over. It's not over by any means.
Just because that guy backed off doesn't mean all his followers did.
This is just a start. That was just kind of reach out there and test the waters, see how far they could push it. But there's something else in the works here, guys. They say the Army, the Wagner Group Army, is in Belarus right now, and Eastern European news sources are saying their leader went to Africa. So maybe it was just a deal where, okay, give me this, I'll take my people out of here, and then I'm going to go settle my money for the rest of my life. But I just don't think that's possible. I think there's a lot more involved here, and we haven't seen it all yet. But think about it, guys. Those poor folks living their everyday life, watch their TV until, 10:30, 11 o'clock on Friday night. They went to bed and everything was nice and easy. They wake up Saturday morning, all hell's broke loose. It can happen that quick to you. So stay strong, keep prepping, and keep your eyes on what's going on, folks. It can happen really quick. Don't let it happen to you. Pray for the United States of America. The Orlando Prepper is out.